What up, Cyber family? We got to talk about what's going on in Cowboys Nation with the things going on with their coaching staff and also the rumors of Jerry Jones saying he's opening to extending Dak Prescott into the future because they're still sold on him long term. Let's start with Dan Quinn deciding to stay as a defensive coordinator. In my personal opinion, I think the reason why he's staying is we all know that Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat. Even though he's coming off of back-to-back 12-win seasons, he's got to now get to an NFC Championship game, if not a Super Bowl, in order to secure his job. Jerry Jones is getting old. He's getting up there in age. He doesn't have much time left, and that man is desperate to win another Super Bowl. Partly because he just wants to win and be the best, and the other part of it is because people keep telling him the way he's running things and the way he's doing things as a GM and owner isn't going to work and doesn't work at all. And he's trying to prove you guys wrong. That's what he's been doing his entire life, his entire career as an owner, is proving people wrong. So the reality is, Mike McCarthy is on a hot seat. Dan Quinn would be the next in line to take over as the head coach because that defense has made a dramatic improvement under his leadership. The Cowboys' job, whether you like it or not, I think they're the best team or not, that is the best job in the NFL. You have an owner who's willing to put up unlimited resources to load up your staff. He's willing to put in unlimited resources to build this team. He's willing to listen to you and have influence from you in the draft to build your roster. He's willing to do whatever it takes to get this team to the top. That's a great job. Dan Quinn understands he could go to the Colts. He could go to the Texans. He could go to the Broncos. But if that Cowboys job opens up, that's the best job in the NFL. That's the best one. So he's probably thinking, I'm already getting paid like a head coach, because he is, but I'm also next in line to take over this job. If for whatever reason, Mike McCarthy kind of flails out or the team doesn't go as far, guess who they're going to call to take over that job? Me. And that's why he stays. I think that's what he's betting on. I think that's what he's keeping in his back pocket. Because it ain't about money, because he's getting good money now. And it ain't about being the guy, because he understands if I'm patient, I might get that dream job, which is the Cowboys head coach. So Kellen Moore, though, he got booted out of there. I know they'll say they mutually agreed to part ways or they just decided to go in a different direction. No problem with him. They said all the right things. They did all the right things. But the reality is they understand they are stuck with Dak Prescott at quarterback. He's officially under contract for the next 2 years, but the cap hit for him is over $40 million the next 2 years. That's a massive number that he's accounting for against the cap. The problem with that is you can't move him, because if you move him, nobody wants that figure from Dak Prescott. If you cut him, there's a lot of dead money affecting your cap. And look, it's a hard cap league. You can't just, pay him off. So you're kind of stuck. So what they realize is, but something needs to change because Dak Prescott's not getting it done, but we can't get rid of him. We don't want to get rid of the head coach because then that is a whole big shakeup that we have to deal with now. And we don't want to get a whole new coaching staff in here. So what's the simplest way we could try to jumpstart things? Let's get rid of the offensive coordinator. So move on from him and say, look, we need somebody different. So they upgraded Brian Schottenheimer to be the offensive coordinator, and they said that Mike McCarthy is going to officially be calling plays next season. So I guess Mike McCarthy feels like if my job's on the line, then I'm going to go down as the guy. I'm not going to go down because some offensive coordinator isn't doing things the way I would. I think maybe he's thinking, hey, I know now what Dak Prescott is and isn't, and I think I could call the game better for what Dak Prescott is good at doing. Whatever the reason is, Kellen Moore had to get booted out of there because they can't boot out Dak Prescott. I think Kellen Moore made an amazing choice by going to the Chargers. I think that group that he's working with over there, I think they're going to take off. My early prediction for next year is I think Justin Herbert puts up Patrick Mahomes numbers, and I think he wins MVP, and I think that team gets to the Super Bowl next year. I'm saying it now. That's just the way I feel. I think Kellen Moore is a good enough offensive coordinator. He ran a great offense in college. If he takes some of those elements, and then he ran the Cowboys offense and got him to 3 out of his 4 years, it was a top 10 offense in terms of yards gained, which means he's able to put together a package for teams to be successful. And they had Dak Prescott, and he was doing that with him, who's super limited, and with a limited running, like he was doing all of that with those tools. You put him with better tools, with more freedom, because look, I think the Chargers are going to say, yo, go crazy, do whatever you got to do. We got this quarterback we need to lock up. We got all this talent. Go ahead and go crazy. And I think he's going to have a field day. What I think the new approach is, though, I think the new approach for the Cowboys needs to be, we need to load up around Dak Prescott. I don't think Dak Prescott is, you know what? I know Dak Prescott is not good enough to carry any team or any roster. He never has been. He can get you to a point, but when you go up against the best of the best, the top of the top, he can't get you over that hump. He needs a loaded roster around him. So I think what the Cowboys' approach should be this offseason is let's load up. I think the defense is solid the way it is. I don't think in the draft you need to go crazy on the defense. I think with Dan Quinn, and he's shown you, he could take trash and turn it into some diamonds. He could take some kind of trash heap guys. I would try to patch together some spots you need to fill in with the defense. I would say if in the draft a can't miss guy falls to you, then do it. But I think the focus should be loading up with weapons around Dak Prescott. I think you need to bolster the receiving core. I think you need to get some speed in there. I think you need to bolster the running game. If it were up to me, Zeke, unfortunately, bro, you can't do what we need you to do anymore. You can't help in the way we need you to help anymore. You got to go. I think with Tony Pollard, I think, hey, no offense, but I think there's guys in the draft who can do what Tony Pollard did. I don't think it's can't miss. So I'm saving money that way. I'm not re-signing Tony Pollard. I'm saving money. I'm going in the draft. I'm getting a guy. And to be honest with you, I'd go get two running backs in the draft this year. I would take my favorite, honestly, as of right now, my favorite running back is Zach Evans from Ole Miss. I love that dude. I think that dude is great. I think the kid from TCU, I think is going to be available late because he's coming off of an injury. And I think they're going to look at him like, I don't really know. If you take those two guys, or you could take Sean Tucker from Syracuse, I love him too. That dude is legit. You need a guy with some burst, and you need a guy that could go inside, outside. You need a guy that could catch out of the backfield. You need a shifty receiver in the slot. I would even take two receivers. I'm looking into getting an upgrade at tight end. I'm looking at someone like Dalton Kincaid from Utah who might be available in the second round or late in the first. He might fall to you in the first round. If that's there, I'm taking it. Darnell Washington from Georgia, I'm taking it. If the kid from Notre Dame falls, I'm taking it. You need weapons, legitimate guys who can make plays around Dak Prescott and say, Dak, we taking it. It's not on you to make a perfect throw. You just got to get the ball to the guys and they going to make plays. And then you just run it that way. Stop with all this. Dak Prescott's going to be the guy to carry. He's not carrying you nowhere. He's not going to carry you nowhere. Because when the playoffs come and the teams are zoned in on you only, and it's all about, we know we have a whole season worth of what you do and don't do, what you like and don't like, and we could really game plan for it, all his deficiencies show up. And I think at this point, the Cowboys need to be smart enough to know, all right, we know what he can do, we know what he can't do. Let's stop trying to pretend like he can do something he can't. We know what he's good at. We know what he's not good at. Load up around him. And that's it. I throw my hands up. That's what I'm doing. If I'm the GM, if I'm Will McClay, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I'm saying, look, Jerry, we got to load up. We got to load up with this guy. I'm loading up with young talent, guys that are coming in who are not jaded, who are not thinking they're the man, who are not thinking, yo, pay me. I'm not going to get Odell Beckham who thinks like, nah, I'll be ready for the playoffs. I don't want to do no train. No, get out of here. You old, you washed, get out of here. You done. I'm not going out there and I'm not signing no quote unquote big name free agents. I'm going into the draft and I'm getting guys that are young, that are hungry, that are capable, that are fast, that are quick, that offer me some explosion. And I'm trying to create an explosive unit around Dak Prescott so Dak Prescott can excel that way, because he needs help. Get him the help and then hope for the best. All right, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for coming through. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see y'all next time.